Hello, we are working on the assembly of the Tic Tac display package. It has multiple parts. I'm going to show you what I think should be done as sub-assemblies. In other words, build this piece, build another one just like it. One person could not do this whole kit, in my opinion, if you put all the pieces in front of them. So we're going to do some sub-assemblies. This is the actual bottom drawer. This gets 3 lines of tape. I use a roller. They have to be folded over. And again, using a roller to kind of make it all flat. I like to do a little pre-break here. The tray actually goes together and forms a rigid 4-side drawer. There's little tabs that need to be tucked in here to really make the piece look finished and hold it all together. These pieces lock together. These web or gusset in, and then the piece will roll around and tuck in. Actually got a piece. It has to be formed and then tucked in, and then there's small little locks right here that get pushed in, and that completes the assembly of this tray. This part is pretty straightforward. This is the outer sleeve. It gets a piece of tape and the glue flap on the outside. It's basically a flat glue. Line up our edges. Do a little roll. If you want to square it up, you can. This will be part of the final assembly. The last sub-assembly is this little platform piece. I have the sample marked where the yellow lines would go, where the tape would go on all of these panels. Then we would take a piece of foam, would be pre-cut and come in a box. We would line this up directly with the top. The cutouts in the foam should match the cutouts in the paper. We'll stick that down on the tape, and then we'll actually fold these sides up. We'll actually fold this piece over, and then these pieces over top of it mitered, and then give it a roll so it has the finished look of this on the back, and this is how it would look on the front. Okay, the main part of the kit is actually the most difficult assembly. I think it requires somebody to take their time, and there's a few critical pieces here that could go wrong if somebody doesn't take their time. To start out with, basically, there's a couple of flat pieces that just get a simple piece of tape and a rollover. Again, I like to use a little roller to make sure you get enough pressure on there and that it sticks. The most important part of this structure is actually getting this foam piece here. So what I'm actually doing is putting a small piece of tape here just inside of this line, and then also on this little flap, and you'll see those are really just to aid in assembly. So I'm going to line this piece of foam up inside the kind of hashed lines, stick it on there, and then we're actually going to bring the sides up in the middle here and just kind of tack them in place, and it just helps us when we go to do the actual assembly of this piece. These little ends can fold up and around, and then there's also these small little ears here. That's why I only taped about the middle of this piece, because these little ears actually tuck to the inside of this piece. I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of tape here, and then along this strip here. I will send along a drawing to show exactly where these tape locations go. Okay, now we're going to take and roll this platform up, again tucking the ears to the inside here, and then bringing this platform down. You're going to see there's a line here, a score. We want to make sure that this piece comes down inside of the score line so that we don't get any false breaking of the piece. So we get it like that, and that's a very important part of it. So there should be a score visible here. All right. Okay, the next critical part of the project is flipping this over and actually breaking this aperture to fit inside of the foam. I'm going to say it's easier to do the final assembly if we put a little piece of tape on these larger pieces, kind of roll them down and get them square, push them down in. Again, you want to try to get them as square as you can. The foam should help you with that. The outer ones, you can do that, but it's not totally necessary to do that. All right, so we have that portion of it. Now we're going to take one of our other assemblies, okay, we're actually going to put a couple of pieces of tape on the back of it. We're going to take that and position it inside of this aperture, push it all the way down in, you know, give it a little roll to make sure that it's settled in there. Okay, the next step will be our final assembly of this drawer unit. I've been flipping it over. Sometimes you can put the tape here or on this panel. I'm going to go ahead and put it here for now. Okay, and I'm also going to put a piece of tape on this panel because that'll be the end piece of our assembly. Okay, this is kind of the critical part of the whole assembly now, is bringing this piece up. Again, there's a piece of tape here that we used earlier, and that is in place. Then we're going to tuck these little sides up, or you can actually do it this way. And we're going to bring these pieces over and then drop these down. Now we're going to try to line our sides up with maybe just a little bit of overhang here. A fixture or, you know, something along those lines might make this easier. I haven't had to do it because I haven't built that many, but this will line up pretty straight. Again, on this side as well. You can see just a little overhang on the shoulder here. And once you get that in place, we're in pretty good shape. Everything lined up nice and neat. The last part will be taking this last piece here, folding it over, pressing it down. You know, we'll give that a little roll. Again, a little roll here to make sure that that piece is settled in there pretty good. And then to complete the assembly, the drawer unit will actually go inside of this piece. And then we have one more portion of it, which is going to be, and then the last part is this outer flap. Really pretty straightforward, basic fold-over glued panel. Give that a little roll, and then we're going to go ahead and get a couple of pieces of tape on the spine of this. Okay, we're going to line this up with the top of the box. All right, and then it folds over. We want to make sure we have this lined up nice and easy. Okay, give it a little roll down. And that creates the actual flap of the box. The last part of the assembly will be placing the box inside of the sleeve, and then they will go into a master carton, and that completes the assembly.